Hi, everybody. Welcome to...
Wait, your hair and your hat. It needs help.
Hi.
That's staying in.
You'll thank me later when
Does
you
it
see the
look fine
footage.
now?
It looks good now.
Does it look good?
Yeah, how's mine?
Yeah, it looks good.
Okay.
Yeah, nice forehead. Sorry, that's mean. That's not nice. No, I know. Put it higher.
Okay.
Put it higher because I don't
Put
want
it
it to cast.
higher? No, I'm not doing that.
Didn't
I'm not putting
you-
it higher. How's
Okay.
that?
I'm not putting it higher.
Didn't you one time shout at David Cross during a show to take his hat off
I
because you
did.
couldn't
Yeah.
see his face?
Wow. Yeah, that's a deep cut.
I don't know why I remember
what,
that
improv?
story.
No, not for improv. He was doing stand up and it was at a huge theater. You know, it was like a Herberger, one of those in downtown Phoenix. And the whole set, I could barely see his eyebrows. I couldn't see his fucking expressions. And I was like, I'm paying a lot of money for this. And I can't remember, but like a woman yelled out and I was like, this is my shot. And so I forgot what she engaged him on. Then I was like, take off your hat. And when he took off his hat, the room, every single person was feeling what I was feeling. Because,
Okay.
bro, it was casting a shadow on his face. It was like super annoying. And then he ran with the bit and like took off his shirt and then mooned us all.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Kept his hat
You
off.
went all in.
Yeah.
He's a sport about it. All right.
He
That's
was.
cool.
Standing it.
And he heard it. He got it.
Yeah.
He got it. So it was cool.
Nice.
But anyway, David Cross's ass, that's actually not the theme today.
Nope,
It's not. We're talking today about spooky season.
Spooky.
Spooky season. Yeah.
And we're going to do some spooky sitches. But first, here's the real spookiness. Shannon went on a Hawaii trip.
Yeah.
Hi.
Spooky Hawaii.
Can you imagine being haunted in Hawaii? How does
Oh, wow.
like
That kind of works.
I would
does
just be
work.
like, I don't know. And like for some, like I can't. I mean, Midsummer did work. I got to give him credit. You guys seen Midsummer?
Oh,
where it's like a
yeah.
haunting in the daytime, but like, can you imagine being? It's like something scary happening in Hawaii. It's hard for me to imagine.
Oh my God, Midsummer. I have a really embarrassing story about Midsummer. I was at a new job and my new boss really liked movies. And this is the first time we're riding together for a long time in a car. So we're just talking about a lot of stuff. And I had misunderstood the question. I thought he had just asked, have you seen any movies recently that you really liked? I can't remember how it got lost in translation, but he was asking, what are your top 5 movies? So we were just on 2 different wavelengths. And I brought up Midsummer. And I just referenced like, hey, it's freaky. Like if you like A20, and he didn't know A24 movies, right? So
He didn't know A24?
Yeah, he wasn't familiar with it.
What is he, a freaking normie? Freak?
A little bit. So he goes home that night and watches and rents Midsummer with his wife.
Oh God.
And they put it on their projector in the bed, and they both watch this thinking that this movie is one of my top 5 all-time movies. And at one point, like I think it was during the cliff scene with the hammer.
What?
I've never seen it.
It's a lot.
His wife turns to her and is like, your new rep loves this movie more than all but 4 other movies. And they both thought I was a psychopath for like 12 hours until we worked it out the next day. It is a very well done picture.
Wait, so
But-
were you
Oh my
joking when you said
God.
that?
No, I said
or-
I thought I was recommending it as, hey, this movie's a trip. I really liked it. I saw it recently. It's not in my top 5.
Why
but
did they think it was your top 5?
It was just we
There was
just
a
got mixed up in the
miscommunication.
communication. So it was
Okay.
You
like,
ain't seen Midsummer?
No.
Oh, it's so good.
I loved it.
I think there's people that are very simplistic that are like, oh, this is your favorite movie.
Wait,
It's like,
what?
that's what I hear when they talk. I don't know what they're saying. But I'm like, yeah, that's one of my favorite movies. Did you know that life isn't all about like sunshine and dandelions?
Yeah,
like
I
it's
understand.
a fucking they made a movie scary during the daytime. That is a work of art.
Wow.
and
I
they
need to
broach
see
so
that.
many different topics, and I think that's really where I'm at with horror movies now is the layers that they're able to get into. I mean, A24, that's the one everybody goes to talk about. But
so
did you
good.
see? This is as far as horror goes, The Black Phone. It came out,
No,
I think, last
I never
year.
heard of that.
Ethan Hawke. Learn as little as you can about it and see it. It's not typically the kind of horror movie that I go for, but this one really hit for me. I really
Black
enjoyed
Phone.
it.
I don't see any of these.
I love you don't like a horror movie?
No, hate them.
Jackie doesn't like him
Really?
either.
But I kind of like the story. So like sometimes I'll get people to like tell me the story of it, but I cannot watch.
I'll tell you, I think
If
you'd
we
think the
told
story of
you
Black Phone's cool.
the
I'll tell you
plot-
after we're done recording.
If we
Yeah.
told you the plot of Midsummer, you would just be like, okay.
Yeah, like that's not it's not the interesting part of it.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like you lose a lot. But anyway, we're not here to talk about movies, though I am still kind of stuck on them judging you for that. What did they want? My favorite movie is G.I. Joe. What the fuck is that right answer?
His answer to that question would be like Shawshank Redemption.
That's the most popular movie on IMDb.
Very safe choice, that kind of thing.
That's so boring.
But, well done, but
I read them. They are super normies. I bet they have a Live, Laugh, Love in their bedroom, and it makes me sick.
That is sickening.
Anyway, Shannon went to Hawaii.
Yeah, I went to Hawaii. As I think I had mentioned on a previous episode, it was my sister's best friend, Nicole, who's a listener, and her now husband, Devin, got married.
Mr. Nicole.
On the North Shore. It was beautiful. We stayed in these bungalows. I think there was about maybe like 10 of them. And so they were full with friends and family. And my family was right in the front too. So we got like front row view of the ocean. We were right on the beach. The most gorgeous beach ever. The water is crystal clear.
Love
it's so nice.
You can see all the microplastics. It's so nice.
Nope, there's nothing in that water. And it was just really cool. It was kind of like a DIY wedding. Like the bride is like very chill. And we were actually joking that like the groom was the bride because like the bride, Nicole, like never knew anything. So she would be like, we'd ask her questions. She'd be like, I don't know, ask the bride. Because he literally was like planning everything. And he did a really amazing job. And I really liked it. Like if I were to ever do some kind of a ceremony, I would want it to be like somewhat like that. I guess maybe there was like 100 people, but it felt like a lot less. And I liked that we were all staying in those bungalows for like 3 days. And so you could really spend time with people and, she could actually get to spend time with friends and family and all of that. Because I feel like sometimes the weddings are such a whirlwind. It's like you don't really get a chance. You're spending all this money and then you barely get to see your friends and family at all. So I feel like the ones she was closest with were staying in that area. And it was really nice to just like go to Oahu and get up on the North Shore because we're usually in the city. And it was so fun. So shout out Nicole. Great wedding. One of the best weddings I've ever been to. So much fun dancing.
Love it.
So much fun dancing. We were getting my dad out on. My dad's like you, like doesn't really like to go out onto the dance floor. Is kind of like embarrassed. My mom just like kind of gets him out there, and he has the funniest moves. And we were joking that she was gonna break him, like the way she was like moving his body and stuff. She's always like, just mimic me, just mimic me. Instead, she like moves all over the place. And she officiated the wedding, and she did a really amazing job. So if anyone's out there needs an officiant, she is for hire, and she has been telling everybody.
I love it.
And we can back her up.
Your mom can officiate our wedding. Okay.
He's back at it.
I know.
He's taking swings.
I was gunning for it the whole time. I was going to say, we can have a celebration like that, whatever you want. Nice and relaxed. Whatever. I'm the bride. No problem. That's great. I went to a listener's wedding. Just want to shout out Justine. Thanks so much for having me. And Sam, your mom, and Nino. Congrats to you guys.
Did you meet her through the pod or was it a friend?
She was very, when I was new to LA, I didn't have a lot of friends. And, she was very hospitable to me and would invite me out. And so I met her whole family and stuff. Wonderful people. And we had a blast.
That's really fun.
Yeah.
So cute. You have to post some pictures.
I know. I have it. I have it for you. We'll post it. We'll post it up.
Yeah, so we should. Congratulations, guys.
Mazel.
So many wedding. It's wedding season.
Is it? This is wedding season.
I mean, I guess. I don't know. Isn't like every season wedding season?
That might be a scam by the wedding industry. Just like, here comes February. The rich man's wedding season.
I think it's just all year round.
We try to market everything. February in New York City, huh? You're like, what? Isn't that the worst weather of the year?
Valentine's Day in the Big Apple. Nothing more romantic.
Winter Wonderland. All right, guys, we've got a juicy Halloween ep for you. Well, it's not Halloween. It's spooky season.
Spooky season.
It's
spooky season.
Right before Halloween.
Yes.
I guess like September,
it's
October,
that time of year the leaves are changing and you want to read ghost stories online. You want to be a little scared. Halloween's a party time.
PSL.
Oh,
pumpkin spice lightsaber. Smells delicious.
It's orange.
Our second story of the day. Would I be the asshole if I got rid of my roommate's haunted clown doll? But first, Jacques David, bring us in, baby.
Vengeance. Has a coworker eaten your lunch out of the fridge? A careless roommate fed your elderly dog junk food? Did your soon-to-be sister-in-law victimize your wife with ableism at her wedding? Do you have the capacity to dial a toll-free number into your cellular or analog phone?
Hi folks, I'm Jake Davis. Today, I'd like to talk to you about a new bold solution in the eternal quest for sweet, sweet revenge. 1-800-Spiders.com. With our intuitive service, your enemies will taste your ire in the form of an infinite deluge of Satan's own web spinners, big spiders, little spiders, mean spiders, and introducing stomach flu spiders. Countless spiders, infinite legs. Call or go to our website and those ne'er-do-wells will be screaming,
"Why are all these spiders in my house?"
1-800-Spiders.com, because revenge is an 8-legged word.
AITA. For being mad, my husband let us buy a haunted house.
We're in our early 30s with kids. We decided to sell our home and upgrade to a bigger one. We searched and hit some frustrating points, but then my husband told me his coworker was selling his house. My husband and I went over for dinner and got a good look at the place. It was everything we wanted. We did some negotiating, bought the house, and moved in July. I recently ran into the coworker's wife at the supermarket, and we were chatting about the house. I said I'm starting to decorate for fall, and she said the spooky decorations will sure make the ghosts feel at home, and laughed. I asked what she meant, and she said she and the kids had weird experiences. Bad nightmares, doors slamming, other weird noises. Creepy auras in the house, and they thought it was haunted. She assumed my husband had mentioned that to me and we were on the same page and that we didn't care. My husband never told me. I confronted him and he said he didn't tell me because 1, his coworker said he had never experienced anything, so it was just the wife and the kids. 2, he knew I would get irrational and be scared even though the house is perfect. 3, ghosts aren't real anyway. He insisted that he did not withhold information about the house itself. It was just irrelevant information about the coworker's family and their beliefs. I'm infuriated he didn't tell me. I now feel scared in my own home. I don't feel safe here at night anymore, and every noise puts me on edge. I have been looking for a sale on cameras so we can record inside the house and see if we can identify any spirits are visiting. I also told our children about it so they can be safe and aware, but my husband is mad at me because they're scared now too. I am hoping that the previous family was either hallucinating, but both the wife and kids, or that the spirits traveled with them to their new house. I am not sure what I will do if they are actually here. My husband is not being very considerate of my fears and just keeps insisting ghosts are not real. He says I have no right to be mad and throw our family into turmoil over this. I know what he believes, but it's not what I believe, and he put us into this situation. AITA?
Question for you guys. Do you believe in ghosts?
Oh, yeah. Big time.
Oh,
Big time on the ghosts. Danny?
I had no idea if you're serious or not.
No, I'm serious.
No, I don't believe in ghosts.
Okay, that tracks.
I knew it.
Had a feeling.
I knew it.
They ain't real.
You already know how Shandog and I feel about this one.
All right. Well, I guess we'll figure it out.
Well, I used to be
know I had a podcast
so
with 2 fucking kooks.
afraid of ghosts. For some reason, it was like up. I don't know what the hell happened. Maybe it was right around the time I moved into my new apartment. So this was like 4 years ago. But before that, every single night in the middle of the night, I would wake up with this terrifying, because I'd probably have to go to the bathroom or something. And I would wake up with this like terrifying feeling that there was ghosts in the wherever. Yeah. Like anytime I was anywhere until like I moved to this new apartment. I don't know if it's the new apartment or just like I grew out of it or what, but I don't have it anymore. Thank God. Because I was literally terrified when I'd wake up in the middle of the night.
When you were how old?
At that point, I'm 28.
I actually, I was around the same age I've had one specific encounter with a ghost that was actually like very far from spooky. It involved a recently deceased family member. Like the whole family witnessed it, and it was a lot more of like wow, what did we just experience this day? None of us can explain it. Just the doorbell at our house going off on Christmas, like very shortly after my grandmother passed away, going off in a way it had never gone off before. It played like a jingle, like the ding dong ding dong. It just kept repeating the same note again and again and again and again and again for about like 10, 15 minutes.
Wow.
And then it just stopped. And it stopped right after somebody said, "We love you, Grandma." That's when it stopped.
Really?
None of us have been able to explain it.
She was looking for a little attention.
We think she wanted to give us a shout out on the way. And that y'all, or Shannon, you've been to my family's home. That has such a nice, inviting aura. That house never felt haunted. It maybe felt inhabited, but not haunted.
Yeah.
The one that's scared the crap out of me was my first apartment here in Los Angeles, which my friends and I got because the people that were leaving, they were motivated to move. They wanted to get out and they wouldn't tell us why. And nothing really happened. And then anytime I was there by myself randomly, I would hear a cabinet just slam shut. And then the like little stuff like that you can explain away, right? But the only time that I remember being truly terrified in this place was when I was sleeping I fell asleep on the couch one night and I woke up to the sound of, had these like very creaky wood floors and the unmistakable sound of those wood floors creaking and creaking and creaking under the footsteps of somebody. And I woke up and I said every one of my roommates' names. There's nobody in there. And I feel this cold, hateful, spiteful energy in this room. I ran like a Scooby-Doo character with the cartoon legs back to my room. And I don't know why I think I'm safe in my room. It's this ghost apartment. He can get me in there too. And you know what? I'm intelligent enough to just be like, that could just be me hearing things, scared, whatever. But it was a really freaky instance. Ultimately, I don't know if ghosts are like a weird time vortex thing that we can't explain or just, stuff that's beyond our understanding right now. But I think it's got to be something.
Yeah, I'll tell you guys a ghost story. One time I stayed in Bisbee. You guys know about Bisbee, Arizona? It's a little town.
Sounds haunted.
Yeah, it's very haunted. So it's been around forever. I think it's like an old mining town. And anyway, there's an old hotel there called the Copper Queen, and it's been there, whatever, 100 years or whatever. And so, but they step into it. They're like, yeah, it's haunted.
Yeah,
and they got a list of all the ghosts and stuff. And I was there with my parents. I was like 13, and one of the ghosts was a prostitute ghost. And I just remember being like, "Please haunt me. I just want to see a prostitute." So,
shut up.
She didn't show up.
You really thought that?
Yeah, I really thought
you
that.
brought cash, right?
I didn't even have any cash.
Oh, well, there's your problem, man.
I don't know how it goes.
She's a professional.
She'll work for free,
That's
honey.
fair. That's fair. But anyway, so look, I think it's great that you guys believe in ghosts. This is Los Angeles, after all. Sorry, that's mean.
No, it's fine. I understand how ridiculous it sounds, but
I actually always had the thought in New York. I'm like, if you hear a sound in New York, it's definitely another fucking person, baby.
Oh yeah, you're surrounded.
Yeah,
every direction.
There's not enough room for it to be anything but maybe it's a rat. That's your best guess there.
I mean, y'all have been in downtown LA after like midnight, right? Crazy demon energy. There's something going on down there.
I think that's the homeless problem. Anyway, I think, look, is it, see, this is tough for me.
No,
I think, go ahead.
I don't know why she would tell her kids this.
That's my biggest. I'm so glad you brought that up first.
Kids are very suggestible. I will tell you that I don't want to actually say trauma here, but I would say a memory of wildly disproportionate fear. My dad had the TV on and they were like, in this next report, we'll show you, are werewolves real? And I was like, cool, werewolves are real.
It's there. It's on the news.
And it was like footage that was like dog shit, but whatever.
Right.
And it stuck with me, and I was so afraid of werewolves for a long time. Kids are very, very suggestible.
Well, when my best friend Caroline's dad shared with us, I want to say I was probably like 8 at this point, and I knew her since I was like 3. So I'd been sleeping over her house for years. And for some reason, he decided to tell us that when they first moved in, he saw a little girl standing at the top of their stairs in like a white nightgown. I mean, come on, could you be any more cliche?
Right.
But I was literally terrified. And it was like any other time I slept over there after that, which was like basically every weekend. I would literally wake up in the middle of the night, have to go to the bathroom, of course, couldn't even make it down to the bathroom. Like I was so scared to walk anywhere. And I would call my parents to come and pick me up like in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
And I was like, why the fuck would you tell us that? I do not understand what you were thinking.
I think there's this disconnect, and maybe it's because I have had the impulse, but you have that, you know, when you're trying to be the fun uncle or whatever to tell a spooky story to the kids. I never act on it because even if I'm trying to make it funny, I could call the ghost spoopy bloomers and it's still gonna shake the kids to their core.
Spoopy bloomers. I don't know.
I think that maybe her dad was just sick of us sleeping over, so he was like, "What can I do?
Yeah,
to
that's
get them out of the house."
I think my explanation for most ghost stuff is like there's coincidences. There's so many things and the world is so complicated that the seemingly most crazy coincidence. I don't know why I was thinking about this today, probably a ghost, but I was right after me and my like longtime ex broke up. You know, I was walking around Brooklyn. She lived in Manhattan. And I was walking around Brooklyn with my friend, and we happened to walk by her on a date with another guy.
Oh.
And I was like thinking about that. I was like, the odds of that are just like insane. Like, why would she happen to be walking around Brooklyn on a Saturday morning? And then the odds of us walking on the very same street to cross paths, we could have easily been across the street, but no, we walked directly right next to each other. I'm like, what are the fucking chances?
That's crazy.
You know, but it fucking happened. And I think a lot of ghost stuff boils down to that. I feel this way. Look, if you get those cameras, like I think for the husband's perspective, I would be like, get the cameras, babe, if that's going to make you feel better. But it's really fucked up and thoughtless to just go and tell the kids.
Yeah, it's the biggest miss in this whole thing. I will say, I think that for the three separate reasons why the husband didn't tell his wife about this, it's because he was tired of looking for a house and was just like, if I tell her about this ghost, she's not going to want to do it. So you lied by omission, and it is over something that doesn't seem to be, if you want to take it from I don't believe in ghosts, is it really a lie? Because obviously it's not real. But then that also brings up why the guy who's selling the house told him about it in the first place. If he really didn't think that the ghosts weren't real, he wouldn't have mentioned that the kids think the ghost is haunted.
I mean, and the kids also having this experience is like the same thing. It's like, so yeah, mommy heard a weird sound and freaked the kids out, dog. You probably had a badger. Like you ain't got a
which is objectively scarier than a ghost.
So much more dangerous.
Badger will fuck you up.
Like, I don't know. I guess I kind of feel like I understand. Look, I understand people can get in their head. Oh, I got a good example. When I was a kid, I was really afraid of like religious movies, like The Exorcist, stuff like that.
Oh, yeah.
Fuck me up. Any kind of sound would fuck me up.
Yeah.
I understand some people aren't comfortable with horror, but I do feel like it does get to get therapy for me because I'm like, you know, ghosts. Guys, we got more cameras than ever in the world, and I ain't seen no convincing ghost footage. Like, you know.
I know, but like the fear that I...
No, you go ahead.
The fear that I felt around ghosts until I was 28, I guess, was so intense. It was like more intense than like ever being afraid of robbers and stuff. Like I was literally like, I hated being home alone because I would be like afraid of like the old woman that was at the end of my bed and not like the actual, you know, people that could come and like hurt me.
Right.
And it was just such an intense fear for like no real reason. I personally have never come across anything that was ghost-like. Like I just don't know why I felt that insane fear around it. And yeah, I mean, I don't know if therapy would have helped, but yeah, potentially. Because it's not like she's even experienced anything. She's only hearing this secondhand. Well, it's one thing if she heard it secondhand and then she was starting to.
Well, she's going to experience. I mean, there's very little doubt in my mind. It's a self-perpetuating thing. And
absolutely.
And what you said was so honest. The fear I felt. And I believe you. I think the fear around ghosts is very, very real. You know, I don't know if I've told you guys this one before, but you know, the chupacabra?
Yeah.
There was an anthropologist who did the homework and found out that this movie, which wasn't popular, I think it was called Species or something, had aired in all these like, and we're talking about like, you know, rural towns, like basically farm towns in Mexico. And these people had seen it, and they basically became convinced it was real. Like people we're all very suggestible. We're more suggestible than we think. Cause like, yeah, right now I can talk a big game, but put me in a fucking scary old house. I'm like, ghosts are real. Let's go.
Yeah.
Like we can all get freaked out.
It's the unintangible fear, right? When like Shannon, you're talking about real villains out in the world that can cause harm, you can wrap your mind around that. The idea of ethereal remnants of the past inhabiting places that they can't let go of, there's something so unknown, so foreign, so other to us that speaks to that deep-seated fear that humanity has of what is in the forest, what is
the unknown
past the trees.
Yes.
And that's always going to hit us way harder because that is ingrained deep in our DNA to stay out in the open, stay in the light, do not go into the dark because we do not know what is in
there. There be dragons, the proverbial there be dragons.
I love that just got to be on maps.
So great.
Like, I haven't finished this one yet. Don't go over here. I haven't finished. There's dragons.
There's dragons.
But also I think I would be upset with, I would be upset with my husband that he knew about it and he let us buy the house. But I would also appreciate that he didn't tell me because I know I would have made it up in my head. It would have just been nice if I never found out at all.
I do think that now, granted, good on the husband for owning up when his live omission was revealed, but it would have been very easy for him to just be like, what? He didn't tell me about any ghosts.
That's true.
There's ghosts. It would have been unethical, but he also would have not been in trouble.
I don't think the husband did anything wrong. I think like you guys nailed it, or like the theory of like, buying a house is exhausting.
Oh God!
Like, had it been a murder house or anything like that, I would say like, look,
you have to disclose.
You have to disclose a murder house.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I think legally you have to disclose murder
legally,
houses.
I'm pretty sure.
Oh really?
That's I'm pretty sure.
That's pretty funny.
But in this case, they technically did disclose it to him, but they just didn't to her.
Well, they didn't disclose anything. They said that my wife is crazy is basically what he said. My wife's crazy and she's scared of our kids. You should do the same thing.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. There's definitely no disclosure about ghosts.
I have a very clear visual of these two beer dads just like talking in the backyard of like, kids say there's ghosts. One time a wall bleeds. There's no ghosts.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. We're men. We know there's no ghosts.
I think, look, we will talk about one real reason that there could be ghosts, but the reality is that the feelings are real. The fear is real. And I do think that, if your partner is having these feelings about whatever it may be, aliens, ghosts, whatever, irrational fear, you got to make them feel better. And I think it's on husband now to like be like, you know what, babe, we will set up cameras. That's no problem. We'll get you some thermal glasses. Is that what you need? Like, yeah, let's address this.
I think so too.
I do wonder though, is that opening up the wormhole of, did you see that? Did you see that? And never getting anything concrete and just fueling the fire more.
Well, maybe like I said, therapy is a great first round too, because it's like, look, there's no ghost. You're creating a story in your head.
I've got a solution. Find a local improv team, right? Get them a bunch of beige jumpsuits, bunch of doohickeys, bunch of like funny looking lights, whatever. Say, good news, honey. I found a crack team of ghost hunters. And it's just like, they're going to clean this place out lickety split. And they come in with incense and vacuum cleaners and stuff. Just really make a show out of it,
They're the best.
And then you got the kids convinced, okay, the ghost hunters took care of it. Legally distinct from the Ghostbusters. You don't want to get sued by
that's
I actually think that's not a bad idea to do for the kids specifically.
Right.
Like, obviously the wife is not a moron, hopefully, but I think for the kids, like, it's like the damage is already done that you scared the shit out of them. So I think like having a creative solution like that would actually be kind of good.
Gotta do something. So there is a way that hauntings are real and ghosts are real, and it's serious. I'm Danny Vega reporting on carbon monoxide poisoning for real. If it's, obviously it'll kill you. But if there's a mild thing of it, you will literally have
crazy hallucinations,
symptoms of ghosts.
Heard about this.
It's really fucked up. I can't remember the specific things, but it's even worse than that. You become your own ghost. It can cause short-term memory loss. And so this person would find notes written in their handwriting. How fucking creepy is that?
That's terrifying.
So, eventually they realized that there was this carbon monoxide basically fucking up their brain. So that's another thing to get tested. It's possible. It could be in the kids' rooms and her side of the bed. And this is also about my gender book that I'm reading, but a man is generally bigger than a woman. So she's going to be that much more sensitive to carbon monoxide poisoning, even though it's only 20-30%, that might be the key difference. So
part of me always is just going to be bummed if these, cryptozoology, ghosts, paranormal, anything. I hope there's things in the world we don't fully grasp yet. I want there to be things, and I'm sure science will get there eventually. I hope it does.
Yeah.
But it's always going to just kind of be boring to me if these very interesting things to talk about just turn out. That's a great explanation or solution to the ghost conundrum. But I kind of hope that at least Sasquatch. Give me Sasquatch.
We find I can give you new species. We find new critters every now and again. We're killing them way faster than we're finding.
That's why I'm saying a upright walking great ape in the Pacific Northwest that crossed over from the land bridge bears a striking resemblance to Gigantopithecus.
Yes.
I'm just saying Sasquatch is real.
I'm just saying.
I actually have heard that Bigfoot is real.
Yeah.
Did you ever hear about that?
Yeah.
She's right here.
Oh no, she walked me into a foot joke, folks.
I think you have beautiful feet.
Wow, thank you.
Wait, I have another joke. I also wanted to say I don't know if you could take Sasquatch in a fight, but if I had to have anyone with me fighting him, it'd be you.
Bad news, bud. Me and him are teaming up. We're from the same genus.
They're going against you.
What the fuck, Jake?
I'll vouch for you.
What the
I'll
fuck?
vouch
He's
for
cool,
you.
bro.
He's good. He's good. He's cool, man. And then guess what?
man.
We're partying with the Squatches.
Ooh, that sounds fun. Can I be invited?
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you.
They're actually notoriously misogynistic. AITA for being mad. My husband let us buy a haunted house. Ooh.
I
Wait, what is it?
ESH? I think there's dings all around here.
ESH.
She scared the kids. He lied by omission.
Yeah.
This all should have been done above board. There's a lot of dings
really
to go
have
around.
wanted, though. I feel like his ding is. Can I do soft ESH? I feel like
I'll go with you on soft
Who
ESH.
is soft?
on the
Anything I would-
husband.
Oh, yeah.
Because what was he supposed to do? And then they would have had to keep searching.
And it's not a murder house. There's no concrete evidence that there actually is a haunting aside from the first partner scaring those kids.
Yeah.
So soft ESH.
Leaning YTA more on her.
I can handle it.
Yeah.
All right, folks, please rate, review, subscribe. Watch us on YouTube. Go on the Instagram. Shannon is killing it on there, though she did misspell my friend's name, but that's okay.
I did? Did you go and fix it?
No, you put it in the image. You put Johanna, but it's just Joanna. It's okay. It's not a big deal. I'm just joking.
You just shot. You
She
just
liked the
shot at her.
post. She liked the post. It's fine. It's fine. So anyway,
repost it now.
no, don't worry about it. Shannon's doing an amazing job.
God
She's made
fucking
one
damn
mistake. It was her
it.
first mistake in her whole life. Can you imagine something like that? So follow us, patreon.com/AITA pod, rate and review, and share the pod on Spotify. Listen on Spotify. Here is Jannon.
I'm excited for this one, guys. Would I be the asshole if I got rid of my roommate's haunted clown doll? I, 24F, live in a house with 5 of my closest friends. We literally have almost no issues except occasional disputes over fridge space and laundry. My roommates have lived here a year longer than I have, and originally someone else stayed in my room. That someone else and 2 of my current roommates created a clown corner with a lot of clown dolls. I thought nothing of it for a bit until I noticed a note regarding Quincy, a possessed/haunted clown doll. The note said he was chill.
That's almost creepier.
I later learned that my roommates believe he is dangerous and should not be acknowledged. Why keep something like that if you think it's dangerous? I don't normally believe in superstition, but that all was weird, and the clowns always gave me a bad vibe. The other roommate who thinks it is haunted said I should splash it with holy water and salt, but I'm seriously considering just getting rid of it. There are so many clown dolls, I don't really know if they'd notice his absence for a bit. I'd consider confronting them about it, but they absolutely insist on not talking about him at all, which makes conversations hard. So would I be the asshole if I were to just stick it in a box and donate it?
Let me tell you what happens if you try to get rid of a clown like that. It's going to show back up.
Oh,
That
yeah.
is a bad moment.
That's what
and
they
it's mad.
say.
It's mad.
You took me out of my house. It's me, Quincy.
No,
I'm Jill.
It's making it so much creepier that nobody will talk about it.
yeah, they're making it so much
This is
worse.
so fucking
That's
weird on
making me
every
sick.
level. It doesn't make any, like, I feel like they're just pranking the new roommate.
I'm with that. I'm with
Okay.
that on this one. And I think that there is, this feels like that age. There's this kind of just goof around roommate age from like 19 to 25 where bits, you just commit hard to bits in the house. This is a bad example, but my room in that one apartment that I think may or may not have been haunted, one day we just bought a bunch of really cheap signed headshots on eBay for like nobodies, just like the most random actors you've never heard of. Got them framed and hung them like a wall of fame down our hallway. And it was like the most random people you could ever hear of, like, you know, like a random alien guy from Star Wars, like a bit player from Taxi, just stuff to make people's head turn. And
That's so funny.
there's just like, yeah, it's a wall of fame. We love those pictures. So I think this is the clown corner is probably that to them, where they just commit so hard to the bit, and
yeah.
that's where they're getting their comedy out of. But I think it gets real close to asshole territory very quickly, because clowns can scare the fuck out of people,
especially clowns and dolls.
I was
like,
gonna-
the combined of it.
I don't know if you guys know this, but I actually relate with the clown corner. Have I told you about the doll room?
No.
Wait.
My mom had a doll room in our house. It was like pink with pink shelves.
Was it next to the sitting room?
The sitting room?
The no touch room?
No.
Okay.
Well, it was a form of no touching room,
Okay.
really. I mean, my dad would nap on the bed, but you really didn't go in the doll room for anything
Was it a
else.
guest room?
It was a guest room.
Oh, fuck that.
Yeah.
That's
I would
a mind
never
game.
Stay there
Yeah.
ever. That is terrifying to me.
My dad said he had good naps there, but yeah, that was the doll room.
That is
and
classic Dr. Vega.
Where did she get the dolls? Like a collection
QVC
over
a lot.
time?
We were a
Oh.
big
shit.
QVC. She would
Okay.
always like to throw on the QVC. And now she did basically divest from dolls. I mean, she still has a handful, of course, but now she got into stationery. That was more her mid game
okay.
play. But anyway,
Interesting.
we had the doll room, and I do think though this is different from Ghost, because you know what, I know a lot of people, and it is good. That movie scared me.
Oh,
pretty
it's
good.
No,
a
I've never seen
fantastic
it. I
piece
will
of film.
never.
The new, I think you should. Jackie hates horror movies. She likes it. She thinks that's a solid flick.
It's pretty
I'm
well
sure
done.
it is, guys, but I
You're a
just got
scaredy cat?
over my ghost fear, remember?
Yeah, no, you don't need to see
I don't
it.
need
You don't need a
anything to add
Skarsgård
to
fear
it.
on top of that.
No.
You're not even afraid of clowns after it. You just don't trust the Skarsgårds.
Yeah, so I do feel like I can understand someone. I mean, clowns are unnerving. I understand that. To me it's concrete. They're unnerving items, you know.
Yeah, and you're scaring somebody like out of living in your home, basically. Like it is kind of bullying in a little bit of a way.
There's a lot of bullying going on
I think
here.
you read that beautifully, and I think you're on point with that, Shannon.
Nailed it.
I think this is mean. Top comment, Echo Flower Trance. This is a lose-lose. If the doll's haunted and you get rid of it, it's going to come back.
Accurate.
If the doll's haunted and you get rid of it, you're going to piss off at least one. If the doll's not haunted, you're going to piss off one of the roommates, and that's going to make living with them awkward. YTA.
Oh my God, YTA, come on. You're kidding me.
I gotta give it up to Mocha Latte on this next comment, because this is where my mind went when I was reading this. They all, I'm not going to lie, I would start moving him little by little at random intervals to freak the roommates out.
Yes.
That is brilliant because they know you're freaked out by it now. So they are not going to assume that you're touching it or moving it. So you can turn the tables on them a little bit here. I love that as a way to flip this around.
If they figure out you're doing that, then you're kind of in on the prank, and it's a good way to like
You've broken the bullying ice. You flipped it around on them. You're in on the bit now. And now when the next roommate comes in, hopefully you break this awful cycle because it is really mean.
Yeah,
it's a little fun.
It's a little fun. You made it seem a little fun right there.
I talked myself into it.
Doing it against them does make it seem kind of cheeky.
I like it.
Y'all know about the uncanny valley fear, right? It's this thing I've always found just like why we're afraid of things so interesting. Being uncomfortable around something that looks human but isn't. And it's one of the only things that globally, all over the world, people have this phobia of things that look almost like people but aren't.
Oh, yeah.
Why do humans have an innate fear of something that looks human but isn't? I would just love to understand why we have that shared in our DNA.
Yeah, that's how I am with puppets.
Yeah,
I have always been so afraid of puppets and also claymation.
Oh, okay.
I was terrified of claymation as a kid.
I've met other people with that just aversion to it. Yeah.
Yeah, like the little drummer boy. Oh my God. Like Rudolph.
Nightmare Before Christmas. Does that freaks you out?
I did like that movie, but it also scared the shit out of me.
You're afraid of claymation?
Yeah, and then also when dogs are dressed up as humans. You ever seen that?
What the fuck?
Okay, you lost me on that one, but that's great.
I'll show you. I'll like post a picture when we put this out. There's like these dogs and we got different books and they literally were as if they were standing upright, but it was just their head. It was really scary. And it was like Little Red Riding Hood.
Okay.
And my mom would find those books like hidden underneath a couch behind a bookshelf. Because I would hide them because I was so afraid of them.
That kind of makes them scarier. You made them more intimidating because they're lying in wait now.
Yeah.
Okay. I thought you were saying like if you saw a French bulldog in like a little business seat and they're walking down the street, you would be like, get that thing away from me.
Let me try and find it.
Wow, you're kind of a scaredy cat.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
I'm never going to subject you guys to this, but I'm not a mean person. I don't like scaring people. I feel bad whenever I do it, but I do a really good creepy clown laugh, and it's a powerful tool.
I want it. Shannon, can we?
Fine.
Oh my God, look at him, Shannon. He's scary. Oh my God, that's good, Jake.
Yeah, I've got that like scary face stuff down pretty good. I don't know why. I just have fun with it.
Oh, here they are.
Let me see.
Okay. I'm not.
Okay, I see you. There's something creepy.
I thought it was going to be a little bit more ominous.
You guys, it's like dogs in like clothes, but it basically only the head.
Dog.
Only the head. What are they called?
Weimaraners.
Only the head is really out, so it's kind of like a dog on a human body.
Yeah,
that's why it's unnerving. It looks like a human with a dog head, which is fucked up.
I don't know why. Whenever I see Weimaraners, I just hear Werner Herzog. I can't help it. Of just like, yes, hello, it is I, the sad beige dog.
The sad what dog?
The sad beige dog. Look in my eyes, for it is an infinite space of sorrow.
You cannot tell me.
Yeah, okay, no, that one's. It's because they're emerging from the trees.
If you saw that outside, you would be
terrified.
I want to buy one of those dogs.
Do not.
I want to buy one of those dogs.
Guys, look up William Wegman dogs and you'll see exactly what I'm talking about.
So
post on the Instagram.
I mean, good for William Wegman making a mint off like, I got an idea.
Yeah.
What if I put those stuck up dogs up in a trench coat, make them look like people? I'll buy that coffee table book.
His friends were like, that's not a thing. What are you talking about?
It's gonna be.
No, dude, that doesn't make any sense.
I'm gonna put them in a coffee table book. I'm gonna scare the shit out of kids in New Jersey with it.
Jersey. All right, we got an edit here. I tried talking to my roommates. I tried explaining how dolls and clowns make me uncomfortable and how their behavior makes me even more so. I asked if they could move the clowns into one of their rooms. They said he's, quote, the seventh roommate. I should respect that. And under no circumstances was he to be moved. And I should suck it up because being afraid of dolls is for children. I've made too many compromises for them to say this, especially after one of them tried to tell me I should get rid of my cat for no reason.
I'm out.
What the fuck?
I'm out on the bit.
I'm seriously questioning my friendship with them, and two of the other roommates were there and thought they were being sketchy. And within the week, there was a new doll even creepier than the last. I'm seriously considering not renewing my lease.
I think
These
we all
people are fucking weird.
jumped out.
Yeah,
the cat is too. It sounds like the bullying. This is just one way the bullying's happening.
Yep. I think that, I think we were coming to a place where we could all be comfortable with like, okay, maybe there's a way to make this like, hey, we're all in on it now and everything's cool. But once you bring in a living animal that means something very, very important to another person,
so
you're way over the line.
Cool.
I have friends that would do like it was my neighbor growing up that would do like a bit like this hard and like call it their seventh roommate and stuff. But like this is a little bit past just a funny little bit like that.
What if you get home and Max is like, hey, meet our new roommate and it's one of those dogs?
Oh my God. I'd be like, I'm done.
Hello,
We're
Shannon.
out.
My name is Quincy. Do you like my raincoat? It is too long for my dog arms.
He's really insecure though. He's not even fucking aggressive.
It's a very expensive raincoat, Shannon. I'm losing the Werner.
Oh
Would I be the asshole if I got rid of my roommates on a clown doll? I think we agree it's not the asshole the roommates are.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Yeah. Big time.
Villains.
Guys, please rate, review, and subscribe and join us on Patreon so I can get one of those dogs and bring it to Shannon's house.
Please do not.
There's no way those suckers would fit in your car, man. They're like 12 feet tall.
They're so funny now. I can't believe you're afraid of that.
Terrifying.
I'm almost crying. Oh my God. Rate, review, subscribe. And let's share on Spotify. All right, we're gonna wrap things up. I can't stop thinking.
I've never seen you break this hard.
Oh my God! I'm just picturing that. We got to put those dogs in this shit because they're so fucking funny.
Oh no!
It's just so random.
I just dug my own grave
It's just
there.
so random.
It's a lot of power you just gave us. I'm gonna fight to never exploit this against
It's
you.
so
I promise that.
It's so random. I'm gonna get a cardboard cutout of what I'm gonna put in your car. No, I'm just kidding. But
Please,
it's also
dear
just
God.
like this guy. You know, this guy has been at a party and everyone's like, yeah, I'm an architect. What do you do? And he just like pauses. He's like, do I want to do this? Do I want to do this to myself?
The scariest children's books that ever lived.
ever-
There's like Mother Goose and
You ever see a dog,
Little Red
but he's
Riding
wearing a coat? That was
Yeah.
probably me.
All right, here we go. AITA for hanging up satanic decorations. I, 21F, live with my roommate Bethany, 19F. Bethany is an extremely religious Christian, and I'm an atheist. She has hung up tons of Bible verse / Christian decor in the shared spaces of our apartment. The other week, I asked if she could keep them out of the common areas, as I'm an atheist and I've had some trauma with organized religion growing up, and I'd just rather not see reminders of that every day. Bethany took this as evidence that she's being persecuted for her faith and refused to take anything down. Yesterday, she overheard me saying some sexy things on FaceTime with my girlfriend. I was in my room, and later passive aggressively made a comment about how God can quote unquote heal all sorts of sinners. I didn't even know what to say. She left to go get groceries, and while she was gone, I printed out pictures of Satan, pentagrams, etc., and hung them all over the common spaces. When she came back, she freaked, started crying, and accused me of bringing demons into the apartment. I feel bad for making her cry and causing more tension, but I also feel like it's warranted after how pushy and homophobic she's been. I signed a lease for a new apartment with a more compatible roommate, but that doesn't start until August, so I have to tough out the next few months here. AITA.
Turnabout's fair play, folks. If it's a shared space and you're dictating the rules of what can go in that shared space, this is an equivalent. You might not like it. And I'll be honest that, I grew up going to religious schools, and I always respected the branch of Christianity, and you see it more down in the South, that don't have any fear of the devil or demons, because Jesus is just going to whip their ass anyway. That I never really buy it. I don't get the logic when there's a fear of the demons and the devils, because the core tenet, especially of like New Age Christianity, is that Christ and the Father can overpower the devil on their worst day. They don't stand a chance. So when you're afraid of the devils and the demons, it's kind of like, what, is Jesus weak? Why can't Jesus handle the demons and the devils? I've never really, it doesn't really track for me. So I don't know why she's so bothered by these demons and the devils, unless Jesus can't kick ass.
That's
fair.
Never thought of it.
I was just gonna say, she put out pictures of pictures of Satan pentagrams, but she missed putting out pictures of those dogs wearing suits.
I did have that thought too. You could have gone another way and not been, I get the logic of like, okay, I'm going to do the exact opposite. I'm going to go full satanic worship on your butt. But what if you just did like a bunch of Joe Camels? The cigarette mascot. You just like you love Joe Camel?
Yeah.
Hold on.
That's pretty
Wait a
close
second.
to dog in a suit.
That's the same thing, Shannon. Joe Camel's a camel in a leather jacket.
But it's cartoonish. Look at that. That's terrifying.
What is that, Joe Camel? Oh shit!
That's terrifying.
That one is scarier than the other ones you showed us. I'll give you that.
Look at that.
Can you stop holding your laptop that way? It's a nice piece of hardware. I don't know. I don't think they designed it to show off dogs and Red Riding Hood.
Folks at home, Shannon's got like this eagle claw grip on the top corner of the screen. It's she's waving it around.
She's showing one of the dogs in a little Red Riding Hood. We need to get sponsored by this motherfucker.
I know.
At this point.
We are driving sales at this point.
What's his voice? I don't do sponsor.
I am beyond sponsorship.
Look at the Cinderella. The Cinderella one has lashes.
That dog looks so sad.
Let me see. Oh God. Oh my God. Okay. So I'm curious though. Have you guys ever been in an experience where the common area was being used? We've actually danced around this before on this pod. We had the stripper pole in the common area. You guys got anything?
Situation.
Oh, I remember that. Yeah. I've always lucked out on roommates. It's always been people that I've known well before moving in. So any kind of stuff going into the common space that people didn't like was immediately just very politely like, no, we're not vibing with that.
Yeah.
So it would happen occasionally, but it was always just like a quick democratic vote of like, I don't think it looks too good in here. Can you put it in your room?
Yeah,
so I've never had that trouble.
I don't think I ever have either. I think most times it's like we were sort of decorating it together. So it was like never really that one person just like put something out in the living room. It would always be like we're doing it together. And I guess if somebody came home, I feel like they would just probably run it by the other person.
Yeah.
I haven't really had any problems. Have you?
Yeah, I mean, I had this old iMac and I got it back from a friend and I just kind of kept it as a piece, It was like
one of the like color plastic ones.
No, not that old.
Okay.
It was a 2006, but I put it out in the kitchen and my roommate's like, "Hey, what's up with that?" She's like, "Yeah, I don't think that goes out there," and I was like, "That's fair."
Wait, you like thought it was decor?
Yeah, because it's like retro. I mean, it looks old, but it wasn't.
Wait, a 2006 Mac?
iMac, yeah.
One time, a roommate
cool.
of mine was out on a run, and they called myself and our other roommate. It was just like, "Hey, I don't know how you guys would feel about it, but I found this lamp out on my run." And it's a gold-plated M16. And it sure enough, and it was the tackiest, gaudiest thing we've ever seen. But we were like 26, 27. And it was just this immediate like, oh, I hate that. Yeah, that's coming home with us. But turns out it was an art piece from, I can't remember the name of the artist, but somebody wound up buying it from us for like $1,400.
Damn.
Like somebody just left that out on the curb.
Oh
so it was a nice come up. Paid for half our rent once.
I really think this is classic. I don't think all Christian people are like this.
Yeah.
But I do think some are. And they just basically aren't going to respect boundaries or rules or other people. And they're going to do whatever they want to do. And then they're going to make it out that they're persecuted.
That's the core of it. And like it's bad roommate etiquette. And I think that the worst kind of roommate to have is anybody who plays by rules for thee, not for me. That's probably my biggest red flag as a roommate, where I've never had to deal with it, but I've seen other people do it. And just like, you know, they keep the kitchen messy, but they'll freak out on you if there's anything that they didn't make messy.
So rude. And then obviously I think it's a huge line cross. I don't care what you think. You can't be telling someone that their girlfriend is sinners. That's like
way over their line. That's it's one thing to have religious dogma in the living room. I still think that that's over the line. But once you get to something that personal and you're talking about God healing you, fuck off. That's crazy inappropriate.
Yeah. It's
terrible. It crosses the line. Like, not the decorations is one thing. I mean, I certainly wouldn't like that at all, and I would definitely put up a fight about it. I would not want that in my shared space. But the making her feel bad about, having a healthy sexual relationship with her girlfriend is next level. Now you're meddling in her personal life and you're making it personal. It's not just about your shared space.
You're setting the bar down to scorched earth. And that's where it's like I think the satanic one, you definitely got the reaction you're looking for with that one. That like you turn the tables on her very, very quickly. But really anything after that moment, the roommate's making it a war, so you better be ready for one.
Yeah.
I mean, I do think I wouldn't ding on this note, but this is going to be an issue. It doesn't start until August. She's got a few months, she says. I mean, that's the only argument I would make. It's not a ding. It's just a practicality thing.
Maybe it wasn't the best idea, but I can also just see acting out of malice because I'm just really fucking hurt and of being shamed, and also like her homophobia is showing too.
Yeah, no, it's disgusting, and I 0% ding. I just think sometimes this isn't a great example because look, this person is basically the victim of bigotry. It's like fucking ugly what this Bethany did here. But like sometimes I'm like, I don't want to get in like a customer service war. Or actually Sarah will do this. Sometimes Sarah and I will be arguing about a situation over text. And she's just like, hey, I got to go to sleep. So we'll just talk later. It's like, we don't want to keep arguing. You get riled up. So like there's something about that. You're going to create this riled energy in your home. You're a student. You might need some focus. That can be very expensive. You don't really got a day to burn being mad at someone.
Yeah. Like, is it worth however many months of just an extremely uncomfortable living situation when your home is supposed to be your sanctuary?
Maybe the real ghosts are the roommates we pissed off along the way.
Oh, it's true.
There you go.
It could be really distracting, and that'd be very bothersome to me. AITA for hanging up satanic decorations. Nonetheless, I think this girl really shot nuclear shots. Didn't hear her. She was asked politely. Yeah. I'd like to not see reminders of that day. Then she converted that to persecution, which is like a whole thing with the Republican Party. It's not what's happening to y'all.
You were politely asked, could you not?
Could you not? Yeah. We don't all agree with that. And then, so then she struck back and like she had every right to put out those demon pics. It's like, come on.
I think you call Quincy and the Clown Corner boys and you get them to move in.
There we go.
That would have been one way to do it. Don't do it all at once. Just start sneaking in one satanic image here, another there. Yeah. Let it creep up on her a little bit before she starts looking around, realizing it's taking over. That'd be fun.
Yeah.
And if you're hanging up satanic decorations, we agree. It's NTA and Bethany is.
Oh, yeah.
Bethany.
Guys, that's the app. It's been a special one. I'm just obsessed. I'm obsessed with these dogs.
Yeah, I don't know what Danny's going to do with this information, but he's going to do something with it.
I respect that. I won't fuck with you with the dogs, but I'm fascinated by it, and I want to see if this guy has an Instagram. I'm fascinated with his career path.
Crazy. What a weird guy.
We just revitalized it. He's back.
He's back, baby.
Back.
All right, guys. That's it. Much love. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Because I'm a ghost.